Hello, everybody. I'm Dave Puckett, CEO and founder of the Rezoud Corporation. We're so excited today, our full commercial launch of Settle Now. 4 years, 40 people, 11,000 hours. We're here. We can't wait to get your all's feedback and your all's judgment on how we did. We did a soft launch back in June. We got great feedback. We were planning to release this commercial launch in about August. We delayed it because your feedback was so valuable to us. We've now incorporated that. This day is very personal to me. You look here at the Rezoud logo and you see Lady Justice, you see the scales. My mother, Carolyn Puckett, was in the legal community for more than 30 years, on a local, state, and national level. Very proud to be part of that industry. She was a Libra by astrological sign. She was to my brother and I. Lady Justice, as we grew up, she taught us a lot about the legal industry. And we lost our mom in December. She was an inspirational part. She gave me a lot of feedback on how the legal system has gotten away from serving the consumers the way it might have when she entered the field in the early 70s. We incorporated that spirit. So today we chose her birthday, or what would have been her 73rd birthday, to launch. So personal. Everyone has said that I have not done a good job as a technologist in the previous press releases and videos. I always want to talk about how great the technology is. I guess I get that from some of our competitors. They seem to talk about a lot about the technology. It's not just the technology. It's the process. It's the reasons. It's how do we differentiate and serve the consumer better. Okay, the technology is a really small part about it. Business processes are an important part and are enhanced by technology. So the first thing we did is we abandoned the term ODR, online dispute resolution. Didn't like it because we're not trying to do Skype mediation. We're not trying to do GoToMeeting or WebEx mediations. You can't replace the magic that happens in room with people, real people. This is a people business. Some of our competitors don't seem like that. They talk about silicon judges. They talk about 90% of disputes resolved without people. Well, let me tell you, Settle Now is built on human touch. From the time you launch a case to the time you're done, there's a human there to help you. We call those facilitators. So we're really excited about that. So let me share just what I call our 4 tenets. And I think our 4 tenets will explain our value and how it's different. First, credit Dr. Becker. Dr. Becker opened the first community mediation center back in the University of Hawaii in the 80s. I was trained under him while I was at the University of Hawaii. I fell in love with mediation, and Ted is a co-founder of Rezoud today. Ted challenged me with this probably almost day one. Dave, bring the legal industry with you. Don't try to be against them. There's some perception that the ADR industry alternative was different or was not part of the legal industry. It's changed today because all mediators and our majority of mediators and arbitrators are attorneys or ex-judges. So we've come together regardless of what Settle Now has done. But what Ted's spirit is to show the attorneys that this can be a better way to serve their client less expensively and incorporate it into their portfolio of services. Most cases end up in some form of mediation or negotiation anyway. Why couldn't this technology and these processes be used? That's tenet 1. Tenet 2, straight to the consumers. Bringing the consumer a better, less adversarial, less cost, less time consuming, whether it's a dispute that you haven't even filed a lawsuit, come to Settle Now before you file. If it's a lawsuit, your attorney can bring you. You can come before your attorney. You can bring the ideal to your attorney and say, hey, could we try this? It's inexpensive. It's immediate. I mean, you can launch a case and go through our facilitated negotiation TDR process, technology enhanced dispute resolution. Again, the technology is there. The human touch is there. We think you'll end up in a mediation room because there's a magic that happens in the mediation room, and we can't. That's where so many of these disputes happen and are resolved. All videos, all messages we put out, as we call this transformative innovation, and that's what it is. It's changing. The internet has changed the car business, the house business. It's changed driver's license. It's changed everything we've done. But so far, the legal industry in the ADR, the alternative dispute resolution industry, hasn't come up with a real way to let the consumers and give the consumers something that they want as a brand. We hope Settle Now is that. Okay. Primary reason for the delay was really in two camps, two thoughts. We had e-negotiation in the first release, the soft release, but it wasn't robust enough. We got feedback, so we're excited today that Settle Now has one of the best e-negotiation tools. And e-negotiation helped the parties rank the different elements of the dispute on what's important to them, and our facilitator and then eventually mediators can use that knowledge of how they look at the dispute and resolve it. Second, I think we're the first, we believe we're the first to incorporate emotional intelligence. Not a big fan of the word intelligence. We've now branded it eDNA. What it is using one of the industries, if we looked at about a dozen emotional intelligence assessments. So optionally, the disputants can take these assessments. They're evaluated by our trained facilitators. They're then coached to the individual. The individual understands how their emotional makeup of how they handle conflict. And so it should diffuse and help them understand. With permission, our facilitator could share certain elements of the results of the individuals to sort of coach the conflict along. So we're real excited about this feature. We think it's going to be a game changer and a market changer. And so that's already with our algorithms, our case settlement statement, red, what you disagree, blue, what you agree on, live throughout. I think we've brought best in the industry technology platform. We think it's scalable, it's secure, it's simple. You can use it on a PC, laptop, pad, a phone, browser. It's in the cloud. And the great thing about the cloud is you're going to see us update our software and capability almost on a regular interval. When you do cloud software, you don't have to wait annually or quarterly. You're going to see it almost daily. So we want your feedback. We want you to be the judge. Thank you, and enjoy Settle Now. We think it's going to be a changer.